Hey everyone, welcome to Module 3, boldly declaring your vision, your mission, your purpose, your goals, and the tools that you need to stay on track. So, up until this point, we've been doing a lot of evaluation, and that was so important because you need to know where you're at if you want to know where you're going to go, right? When you put in your GPS, you put where you're at and you put where you want to go. So, we had to know where we were at. We had to know what we were currently working with so that we could get to where we want to go. Now we're going to start working on getting to our destination. So, in order to kind of prime us for this lesson and what's to come, we're going to talk a little bit about the reading assignment from module 2. So I pulled this quote from Awaken the Giant Within, which I think is really going to start to get you thinking and get you in the mindset that you need to be in. So Tony Robbins says, "How am I going to live the next 10 years of my life? How am I going to live today in order to create the tomorrow that I'm committed to? What am I going to stand for from now on?" So, no matter where you're at, no matter where your starting point is, no matter how drastically different where you want to be is from where you are right now, what Tony Robbins basically talks about in the pages that we read was that everything that happens in your life is based upon a decision that you make. And a lot of times it's a series of decisions that we make over a period of time that lead us to where we want to go. So, knowing that, having that information, knowing that fact, we can consciously use our power of decision making, like we talked about in last week's reading, and like he talks about in our reading assignment, to form the life that we want. We no longer have to be victim to anything. We now know that we have full power to decide the life that we want to have, and all we have to do is commit to it. Okay, so I also pulled the ultimate success formula from the reading. So, to just recap this, number one, you want to decide what you want. Two, you got to take action on what you want. Three, you have to notice what is working and what's not working. And four, you change your approach until you get what you want. Okay, so that's kind of what we're going to be moving into in the approach and the formula that we're going to use going on into the further modules. And today we're going to start laying down that formula. Now, some important things to remember. In order to succeed, you must have long-term focus. And oftentimes, especially in the society that we live in today, in the world we live in today, we're very focused on the short term. We're focused on the instant gratification. We can order a package and it can be there in 2 days, sometimes same day, depending on where you live. We can leave our house and we can have food in 2 seconds. We can drive through a drive-through and get food in 2 seconds, or we can just have it delivered to our house, so but a lot of these things that we do on the day-to-day don't have any long-term value, or we don't realize the long-term consequences of what we're doing. So we're going to start focusing our attention towards the long term. And the second thing that I pulled was success and failure are not overnight experiences. Okay, so notice that it's success and failure. So you don't succeed overnight and you don't fail overnight, which further backs up the point that we have control in every moment to make a conscious decision about what we want to do. And we can ensure or make sure or try our best to make a decision that's going to benefit us, for either the long term, if that's what a type of decision we're making, or the short term, okay? Because obviously there's going to be short term decisions, like what do I want to eat today? Yes, that's going to have a long term effect, but it's a decision I need to make right now. Normally it's a decision I need to make very quickly. So you don't want to get too wrapped up in or start second guessing your decisions, but you want to have a general idea of where you're shooting for and what you're going for. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So today you're going to want to take out all the evaluation that you've been doing and have a new page, fresh page ready to write down where it is that you are going. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is state our vision. Okay, this is a statement of who you are. You know, what do you do? What do you stand for? What's your mission? Okay, and this is something that you can reference and come back to whenever you get off track or you don't know, you know, you're not sure if your actions are aligning up with what you are setting out to do. So this is like it's like a baseline foundation. This is who I am. Okay. And I know that was like a hard question in module 1 is really deciding who am I? And you really do get to choose who you are. So I'm going to read you guys my vision statement, and I want to tell you guys this before I read it. I wrote this back in, I think around like March of this year, way before I started my channel, way before, Rising Community was ever a thought. And I actually cried when I read this the other day because it's funny how when you define who you are, you define what your visions are, what your vision is, what your goals are. Honestly, to be honest, sometimes you forget. I don't look at my vision statement very frequently. And when I did go back and read it, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe that I'm doing things that I wrote down months ago." So it is kind of interesting, and it's just a really nice thing to have for yourself to look back at and reflect on what you were thinking, at a period of time. So this is what I wrote. I am committed to living a life of happiness, love, and success. My mission is to serve as an inspiration to others by demonstrating self mastery. My purpose is to be a guide to others by adding value to their lives through teaching. My vision is to build an online community, how crazy, right? In which I help to lift people up, help them to realize their fullest potentials, and achieve their dreams. My life consists of several home bases around the world, which I travel out of year round. I travel around the world seeing all the amazing beauty and adventures that this world has to offer. I attend music festivals and allow myself to be free. I connect with other amazing souls and form deep, genuine, long lasting connections. I share my life with a loving and loyal partner who has the same passion for life that I do. I focus on achieving the highest level of health, fitness, spirituality, and self care. I live a life of overall well being. Okay, so that is like my baseline, like overall vision that when I kind of think like, what am I doing things for? Like, why do I do what I do? It's like, that's why. Like, that's why I do what I do. That's why I do the silly things that I do, or, like put this together is because I've defined here that my mission is to serve as an inspiration to others by demonstrating self mastery. Oh, okay. So when I'm lost, I don't know what to do. I go, am I demonstrating self mastery? Am I being the best I can be? And that immediately gets me on track. Or I wrote, my purpose is to be a guide to others by adding value to their lives through teaching. So if I ever get off track and I don't know what am I doing in life, I go, oh, I need to guide others by adding value to their lives. Oh, okay. So this is what it does. It's going to keep you on track. It's going to give you that reason why. Like, why do I get out of bed? Why do I film videos? Why do I go to that job? Or why am I saving this money? It's kind of something that's going to keep you there. Okay, so really take some time. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I bought a notebook for myself, and I with the intention of doing this, and it did take me a bit of time to be in the mental space to sit down and really think about what do I want to do, or like, who am I really? And it takes time. So take your time and really figure out what it is that you want. Okay. Now, the second thing that you're going to want to do, taking this to the next level, is you're going to want to have an affirmation. Affirmations are so powerful. If you don't know what an affirmation is, it's just a statement or a collection of statements that you phrase in an I am way. And you say them like daily. Like this is something you want to do every single day. Like really, really, really orient yourself to this. This is something that you can even like put on your desk at work, or, you know, print it out, put it on your mirror or whatever. Something that you want to look at these more frequently than your vision. But these are statements that really define who you are. And you state them in I am as if you already are what you want to be. Okay? And why that's so powerful is because your brain, the two most powerful words for your brain to hear are I am. So this is why it's, you know, negative talking or negative beliefs are so detrimental to you, because your brain will literally believe what you tell it. If you say, I'm stupid or I'm fat, your brain goes, okay. You know, your brain is that, it's that literal. But if you say, I am powerful, I'm wealthy, I'm fit, I'm healthy, your brain goes, okay. And it does things and provides you with experiences that are going to match up with what you want. So I am also going to read you a part of my affirmation. I'm not going to read all of it because my affirmation is 3 pages long. It doesn't have to be that long. Like I used to have like 1 page affirmations, but the deeper I got into this, the longer they were, the more specific I got with it. So I'm going to read like little bits and pieces of it just to give you an idea of what to write. Okay. So I say, I am so thankful and blessed to be alive today. Today is another beautiful day. I am so thankful for my home, my possessions, my family, my health, and my life in general. Every moment is a blessing. I am so thankful for all of the lessons I have learned because they have made me into the person who I am today. So I think a really powerful way to start off your affirmations is with gratitude. So gratitude is very powerful for many reasons. You know, you want to acknowledge the fact that, you know, everything you have, every moment that you have on this planet, every interaction that you have is truly a gift. And when you can be happy about that, life is just, it just becomes so much better. And yeah, like I'm at a loss for words just reading that. Like, and this is what affirmations do. They really just like they get you in the mood. The thing about affirmations is the point of them is to put you in a certain emotional state. And just reading that really brought me right back to this present moment. It really I honestly feel so grateful for life right now. And the things that you want to experience in your life are just emotions. Like, even if you're like, I want to be a millionaire. Well, why do you want to be a millionaire? Because you want to experience the emotion of being that. We don't actually want the things that we want. We want the emotions that those things bring. But as just as you can see, just me reading a few of those lines, I feel gratitude, because 20 minutes before I did this, I wasn't consciously feeling gratitude, but now I consciously feel gratitude. So, this is how powerful affirmations can be, okay? Now, I write here, I wake up, my life is so amazing. I wake up so energized with so much happiness. I love drinking water first thing in the morning and throughout the day. Water is life. You know, I I positively talk about the things that I want to do. Now, do I always feel like drinking water? No. Sometimes I want to have like a nice lemonade or a nice like juice or something, but I know that water is best for my body. You know, I say here I drink 3 liters of water per day. I don't hit that every day, but I intend to do it. I set out to do that, okay? I write here, I love healthy eating. It makes me feel so good and powerful. Good nutrition helps me to conquer the day. I eat to fuel my body, not to satisfy my appetite. You know, nothing tastes as good as being healthy and fit feels. Okay, so, you know, you want to say things that are really going to like get you in the mood to do what it is that you want. Now, do I eat healthy 24/7, 7 days a week? No, but I intend to do it. I set out to do it. I may start off the day really, really well. Maybe I have a burger at night or something, but it just kind of helps to keep me realizing and knowing what is important. Um, let's see. Well, let's go into like another thing. I write, I am an amazing entrepreneur. I love what I do. I am so lucky to be able to wake up every day and do what I want. This is freedom. I am thriving and successful. You want to say things that, I obviously don't always feel these things, but when I say it, I'm like, yeah, I'm thriving. I'm successful. This is great. And that really pumps me up. Let's do another one. Okay, my financial health is improving drastically. I am in good financial standing as I pay down my debts and restore my credit. I say things like that empower me. I am forever grateful for this financial abundance. I am learning how to receive from the universe, and it is a beautiful thing. Let's look at my relationship affirmation. And this changes, like as your relationship changes, or as things change, this is going to change, or what you want in a partner will change. And one thing to know is, like, even if you have a specific person in your life, you want to say this as like a broad statement. You want to say this very generally. An important thing about your affirmation is you don't want to say specific people, because people change, right? I have an affirmation here that talks about a place that I want to move to. Okay. I say I am moving to Chiang Mai as soon as I can, and I'm so excited for this new amazing chapter. Okay. This is a place where I wanted to move to, but life circumstances change. And maybe I won't be moving to Chiang Mai first. Like, maybe I'll move somewhere first before I get there, but it's like an ultimate goal. So just keep things flexible. What's meant to happen for you is going to happen. But just elaborating on Chiang Mai before I go into the relationship affirmation, I say things about what I'm going to do there and how I'm going to feel there. So I say I live in play apartments, which is beautiful. I have an amazing flat that is warm, comfortable, and safe. It has a gym that I work out in 3 times a week. It has a co-working space that I use to get out of the apartment and socialize with my neighbors. I say I spend lots of time here thinking, meditating, swimming. I surround myself with like-minded people, creative, ambitious people. I connect deeply. I've made friends for life here, so you really want to get into, how am I going to feel when I get there? What am I going to do? What's it going to be like? And when you say these things, even though you're not there, you'll start to do those things in your day-to-day life. So, relationships, that's the final affirmation that I have on here. Again, you don't want to say like a specific person. If you can say as broad as possible, that's going to be most helpful. And the same thing for like traits about them, like their height or their weight. Like, be a little flexible. If a person comes and they have everything you want, but they're not blonde, it's like, all right, maybe you have to give and take. So I keep it very broad. So I say, I'm so blessed and thankful to have such an amazing partner and lover in my life. He makes me feel so desirable and appreciated. He is smart, he is kind, he's ambitious, he's supportive. He is driven, he is romantic, he is sexy, he is giving, he is open-minded, he is affectionate, he is a traveler, he is a good communicator, he is funny, he's happy with himself, he's cultured, and he's a good lover. Above all, we help each other to achieve our goals. We communicate about what is going on in our careers and what we need from one another. We support each other in our endeavors. We motivate and inspire each other. We set goals for our life together and achieve them with ease. Our favorite thing to do is travel. We go everywhere, trying new adventures, food, and culture. We help each other to push ourselves out of our comfort zones so that we continue growing as individuals. On a daily basis, we provide each other with love and support. We are best friends and passionate lovers at the same time. We work hard, but we also party hard. We love raving together at music festivals and concerts all over the world. We love each other very much and act like teenagers when we are together and make adult life more fun. We are loyal and dedicated to each other. We are family. So you really want to just, even if you're in a relationship right now, you want to have a very clear-cut vision that you're working towards with that person, okay? Like what you really want with them, what's going to make you feel amazing, fulfilled, alive. And don't be afraid to say things that, you know, that you really want. Like, this is yours. You say it. And I am telling you, this works, okay? This works. This works, okay? So, affirmations are so powerful. There's something you can do every single day. Like, this to me, when I started my journey, was the game changing thing, okay? And we'll talk about like morning rituals as we go further into the modules, all right? So, with that being said, once that's out of the way, you want to go section by section like we did last week in module 2, and you want to define what your values and concepts are in each area. So do you see how we always go from like the macro level to the micro? We break everything down because the more specific you can get with something, the clearer it's going to be for you. If you're like, I eat healthy. Okay, well, like what's healthy, and how often do you do it? And, when, and, so you want to be very, very specific about things. And once you do it once, you kind of just have to maintain it, so it's a lot of work doing this initially, but once you like have it written out, like my affirmation, I just change little things. Like if there's a certain amount of weight I want to lose, I just change that number. Or, if I'm doing something different that month, I just add it in at the end, so just take the time to really do this. It's really going to benefit you in the long run. Okay. So you're going to want to define your standards, your values, and concepts in each area of life, like we did last week. So you can just pull that out and just kind of write what you expect in each area. Like Tony Robbins talked about, I don't know exactly what page this is, but it's in the reading that we did, that if you want to change something, what's the first thing you want to do? You have to raise your standards, right? You have to raise your standards. So there may be areas in your life that you're like, I have to raise my standards. Like, I'm not going to allow myself to do that anymore. Okay. So write down, what are my standards in this area? What do I value in this area? In relationships, what do I value? Do I value trust, honesty, and what concepts am I going to use in this area of my life? And you're going to go section by section. I'll read one for you because it would be really long if I read everything. But health and fitness, for example, I write, here are my values and concepts. So, number 1, remain hydrated by drinking a proportionate amount of water to body weight. So, no matter where I'm at, if I'm at home, if I'm traveling, if I'm stuck somewhere, no matter where I'm at, the concept that I'm going to be following is that I'm going to remain hydrated, okay, in all situations. So, like, what do I do about that? Whenever I leave the house, I bring water. Doesn't matter where I'm going. If I'm going to the gym, if I'm going to the grocery store, if I'm going to church, I always bring water. Why? Because that's my concept, that I have to remain hydrated. Now, I may not always drink the amount, the 3 liters that I want, but the act of staying hydrated fulfills my concept, okay? So I say be active daily in some way. So I could literally get up, do 10 jumping jacks, and guess what? I was active that day. Or I can run 3 miles and I was active that day, but it's a general concept. I'm going to be active in some way. I'm going to eat a plant-focused diet. I'm going to allow a cheat day once a week. Okay, I'm going to intermittent fast. I'm going to find healthy alternative to traditional junk food, things like this. These are just things that I'm going to do, and it's going to be standard no matter what the situation is. If I'm single, if I'm in a relationship, if I'm, at work, if I'm working at home, it doesn't matter. These are always going to be things that I am going to do. These are my standards. So you have to decide, what is my standard in every single area. Okay, so have fun, do that, and take your time, take your time. You don't have to have this stuff all figured out right away. Now, the next thing is tracking it. So it's really awesome to do all this, but if you don't have a way to track it, if you don't have a way to keep up with it, then you're not going to know if you're making any progress. Okay, so the only way to be in control of something is to measure it. Why do we have a bank account? Like, why do we have a little app on our phone where we check how much money we have? Well, we need to measure where we're at. I'm sure a lot of you will look at how much money you have, or you have a general idea of how much money you have before you just start spending a bunch of money. So it's the same thing. You want to track a lot of areas in your life, like most areas of life, okay? So this is going to be different for everyone. I didn't want to specifically pinpoint this is what you must do, because what works for me may not work for you. I think a really good way to go about this is to use the number system that you talked about last week in module 2, is looking at all the areas of life that we've defined and going, okay, where am I at? What's my number for health this week or this month? Depending on how much you need to check in with yourself, which is going to be different for everyone. I think it's good to check in with yourself weekly. Some of you may check in with yourselves daily. Maybe you don't have time and you only have time to do it monthly or bi-monthly, so figure out a time interval that works for you. Even better if you can figure out a day or a time of day that works for you. Like, I'm going to have a journaling session every Sunday night at 9 p.m. before bed, and being really specific about when you're going to track things and how you're going to track things. I track things in different ways. So for example, I have a budget. I do a monthly budget once a month. I write out what my expenses are for the month, the days that things are going to be automatically drafted from my account. And as these things are taken out of my account, I go back and I check them off. Okay, paid, that was paid, that was paid. And I do that. And that works for me, That may not work for you. You may need to check in with yourself, more frequently, or maybe you don't need to do a monthly budget. So, and then for weight loss, for example, okay, how often am I going to weigh myself? Maybe for some people you can weigh yourself every day and that doesn't get you discouraged. For me, I personally cannot weigh myself every day because I fluctuate too much. Even when I'm making progress, even when I'm doing everything I want to do, sometimes I'm not, losing proportionate to the effort I'm putting in. So for me, I like to weigh myself maybe once a week, twice a week, depending on if I, really want to really track something. So it depends. So figure out how you're going to track yourself, a way that's interesting for you, a way that's going to work for you, a way that makes sense for you. Okay, do it in the time interval that works best for you. But the point is to have a way to track it. You have to be able to track something to know if you're making progress, okay? Then you're going to want to get the tools or things that you need to stay on track, okay? So do you need a gym membership? Like, knowing that you're deducting $30, $40 out of your bank account every month, does that give you the motivation to go? Or do you need like a budgeting app on your phone, or maybe having incentive to stay on track? Like a cruise will help you to stay on track, and that will incentivize you to track things. What do you need to stay on track, okay? Or do you need an accountability buddy? Like, think about what do I need? What would make things easier for me? What would make this more fun for me? Okay, or maybe you just need to go grab a really nice fancy notebook and that's going to be enough incentive. I'm very easily persuaded by like pretty covers on notebooks. So think about what's going to work for you, okay? But the point is to track things and keep up with yourself. So, the homework this week is going to be to write out your vision statement, write out your affirmations, decide what tracking method is best for you, and start tracking now. Start where you're at right now. Even if you're a 0 in a category, write that you're a 0. Just start right now. Don't wait. Just do it now, okay? And then the reading assignment for this week is going to be pages 52 to 106, okay? All right, so I hope this has helped you. I hope you guys are really excited to define your new life and to start working on your new life with these new goals and concepts and affirmations. And I will talk to you guys very soon. Bye.